What's up, guys? One of the things a lot of you have been asking for is to see some of my actual training. So for those of you who don't know, I've competed in powerlifting for over 10 years, and I won nationals 2 years in a row, 2014, 2015, and finished second at Worlds in 2015 as well. And after that, unfortunately, I endured quite a few injuries and haven't really been able to compete the way I want to since about 2015. And this is the first time where my body is actually feeling good again. And so I'm 40 now. I've signed up for Masters Nationals in Orlando. It's 3 weeks away, and I'm hoping to qualify for IPF World Championships one more time. So we're 3 weeks out. Things are starting to get heavy. Got a squat session on tap for today. So we're here at Crunch Fitness on Hillsborough in Tampa. Now, a lot of people ask, well, like, why do you train in like a commercial gym? And to be honest, they've got a lot of squat racks. And quite frankly, I don't need an atmosphere. I am the hype. So let's get after it. One of the things you guys might notice is, why the heck, he's not even squatting that heavy. Why bother putting a 2.5 on here? I'm very methodical in the way I do my warm-ups. I do the same increments, the same way every time. I have a repeatable process, and I try to approach every single warm-up just like it's an absolute max. You also may notice I'm doing some mobility work. I've got a little band on here. There's nothing magical about this stuff. I would never say that you need mobility work. This is just a nice cue for me to remember to open my hips up. So I like to use it when I warm up, but there's nothing magical about it. And quite frankly, I don't know of any research on it. Again, whatever cues help you get in the right space and position to execute your lift, that's what's important. All right, so I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, what the hell is this thing? In fact, in every training video I post, everybody says, what the hell is that thing? So this is a RepOne. It measures a few things, but mostly what I use it for is bar velocity. It measures peak velocity, average velocity, range of motion, and a few other metrics. And mostly what I use it for is to help me estimate my RPE or RIR. Basically, I know about what my failure point is in terms of velocity for each different lift. And so I also know what my rep decay is, or about how much velocity I lose off each rep. So I can use that, for example, if I get a 0.25 on a squat, I know that for me, that probably means I had 3 reps, maybe 2 reps left, depending. But it's a great way for me to estimate how difficult the set was without actually taking it to complete failure, which can induce excess fatigue. And so what we're trying to do in powerlifting is we're trying to get adaptation without excessive fatigue. Although at some point, to induce adaptation, you're going to have some fatigue. But we try to manage those two variables. Oh, let's go. So that was pretty good speed for that warm up. About where it should be, or maybe a little bit faster. So now we're gonna take my last warm up, and we'll see how that speed looks, and then we'll use that to select my weight for my top set. So my top set today is a single at an RPE 7 or 8, and I estimate it'll be around 555 or 560 pounds. So we'll see. Let's have some fun. All right, so that moved about how it should. So we're gonna take the plan jump. Just gonna pull up my program and take one last look, see where we're at. The good thing is I can take the data from there, pull up my app on my phone, and I can see what was my range of motion, did I cut it short, what was my velocity like compared to previous week's warm-ups. Range of motion's good. Parallel for me is about 615 millimeters, so that's below parallel. Velocity was good, and if I look at my history, okay. So it's a little bit slower than last week, but my warm-up was also a little bit heavier, and I took it a little bit deeper. So we're gonna take the planned jump because it should be there. Let's go to work. Yeah! So that's my heaviest squat I've hit in almost 2 years. Now it's not close to my best. It's actually about 100 pounds under my best, but pain-free, moved well. I kind of had a little bit of hesitation, but again, you know, lifting heavy singles is a skill, and it's been a while since I've done it. So pretty happy with that. Now we'll do a back offset and do some accessory. It's just fun to get hyped again and not be in pain. So the only thing about that one is I might have cut it just a touch short. That's right close. That'd be very dicey. So I just need to make sure I clean that up, keep hitting depth, but it moved pretty well, so I'm happy. The other nice thing is I put my RPE in here. Based on my RPE, it should calculate my 1 rep max. So it estimates my 1 rep max today would be about 638. Now I'm gonna do a back offset of 3 reps with 70% of my estimated 1 rep max. So we'll take 638 times 0.7, 446 or 445. So we'll do that for 3 reps. Just get a little more volume, move it. You know, I'm not doing a bunch of volume right now, so having that practice is important. All right, so squats went pretty well. Like I said, not my best session I've had in the last few weeks, but you know, for as fatigued as I felt, for the poor sleep I've gotten the last few nights, and considering that's the heaviest squat I've hit in 2 years, I'm really happy. About to start bench pressing. It's a light day on bench press, just moving something for speed. I did have like a tweak in my shoulder yesterday. Felt kind of weird on my last set. So I'm gonna go real conservative today. I'm probably going to use a block to cut down the range of motion and probably do it at a slow tempo. You know, at 3 weeks out from the meet or less than 3 weeks out from the meet, I just wanna make sure I keep myself healthy. In previous years, I might've tried to power through it and just do, you know, what's on the program. But unfortunately, 40 now and just got to be a little bit more targeted with how I do things. So we'll see how it goes. That felt fun, no pain. So I'm actually gonna take this and make it a little bit bigger range of motion. So these are really nice. You know, back in the day, powerlifters had to take actual blocks of wood and have somebody, you had somebody to hold it, somebody to hand you off. So you got like, you know, a whole entourage of people around the bench. These make it easy. So this is a bench block. I don't get paid by them. I don't get paid by RepOne. This is a bench block. And so you got 2 different settings. You can set it here, and this is about like an 1.5 inch board press, or you can set it here and it's about a 1/2 inch board press. So I'm gonna set it here at the 1/2 inch mark. And that'll allow me to cut down some range of motion, but still get some of that adaptation. These reps are meant to be for, it's not heavy, it's meant to be for speed as fast as I can move it. So one of the things that my coach, Zach Robinson, he focuses on is we do top heavy singles or doubles to induce the adaptation. But then we do back offsets where we're only doing a few reps, but doing it with maximal intention. Because powerlifting, the expression of strength is force, which force is mass times acceleration, squared actually. And so you can take a lighter weight and move it faster, and you can produce the same amount of force on a lighter weight that you can on a heavier weight. So the idea being, you can still induce some of that adaptation to improve force without inducing the same level of fatigue. So, still no pain, so I'm gonna try taking the block off and seeing how it feels. So that's a little bit slow for me, but I'm also being a little bit more controlled because I'm thinking about my shoulder, so I'm not really worried about it. I just want this to move and be pain-free, so far so good. Well, we made it out without any extra dings to the shoulder, and squats went pretty well, so happy. So what I tell people who are just getting into powerlifting is really, I wish I'd approached it a little bit differently, but I think everybody has to make their mistakes on their own. And me, you know, the problem is not getting me to work hard. The problem is getting me to back off when my body's telling me to back off. And only in the last few years have I really feel like I've done a better job of doing that. Sometimes you gotta know when to walk away to fight another day. And in the past, I definitely was guilty of trying to grind through everything and making stuff a lot worse. All right, let's go do the wrap up. All right, guys, that's it. That's the training session for today. Like I said, wasn't feeling real great when I came in, but I felt like I performed pretty well, all things considered. Really hoping to get a 600+ pound squat at nationals. So we'll see. I think that 560 moved pretty well. Probably not quite an opener, probably not quite a second attempt. So, like I said, I'm pretty happy with it, and we've still got some time to go before the meet, so hopefully I can make a little bit more progress, keep myself healthy and low pain, or I try to say pain-free, but I think the best expectation I can have is low pain enough to compete. So, but this is the best my body's felt in years, and very grateful for that, very grateful to be able to train hard. Special thank you to Crunch on Hillsborough and Tampa for letting us film. A lot of gyms are anal retentive about that, and we appreciate them being cool. So I know a lot of you guys ask me what gear I use in terms of like my shoes and belt and all that kind of stuff. And I try to be totally upfront. I have been sponsored by Iron Tanks before. They're who do my belt and my knee sleeves. Highly recommended. I'm not sponsored by them anymore, other than they send me free shit every once in a while, but I can afford belts and whatnot. I use this because I really, really like it. Iron Tanks also makes my bag that I'm using. Really like this, you know, over the shoulder backpack. Just a lot of pockets, a lot of places to store stuff. So highly recommend them. I'm squatting in Nike Romaleos for footwear. I squatted in other shoes before. I like these, they're pretty solid. And of course you get the Data Over Feeling shirt at the link in the description. And then my RepOne unit. If you guys are interested in that, I'll put the link in the description as well. If you're interested in tracking bar velocity, this unit of the ones that have been validated against like scientific research-based units is about the least expensive one you can get. Now, full disclosure, I do get a commission from sales. I don't get paid by them to say this, and quite frankly, I wouldn't be an affiliate if I didn't really like the product. So you find all that stuff in the description. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and looking forward to nationals in 3 weeks.